Fixed and variable costs. By the end of this video, you should be able to define and identify examples of fixed and variable costs for businesses. So what is a fixed cost? Well, a fixed cost is a cost that does not change with output, and by output we mean use. So what does that actually mean? Well, these are operating costs that a business may have that will actually remain the same no matter how much they are used. So these are costs that it doesn't matter how many times you use them, you'll still pay the same amount of money out. That's why they're called a fixed cost. So let's look at an example. What would be all of the fixed costs of a shoe shop? Pause the video while you jot down some answers. Some of the possible answers that you should have come up with would have been rent, because it doesn't matter whether no customers come in or 1 million customers come in, you will still pay the same amount of rent, which might be, for example, £1,000 a month. Salaries. They have been an example of a fixed cost, because once again, if I am going to pay £12,000 a year to you to work for me, it doesn't matter whether you serve 1 million customers or no customers, I still have to pay you that set amount of £12,000. Insurance would be the same, because you pay your insurance premium, and it doesn't matter how many times in that year you make a claim on your insurance, you will pay the same amount of money. And broadband would be another classic example of a fixed cost, because most broadband packages now are what they call unlimited. So this means that you can use it as much as you want for the same fee that you pay. So the opposite of a fixed cost is a variable cost. And these are costs that do change with output, or use, as I like to think about it. So what do we mean by that? Well, these are operating costs that a business may have that will change with use. So the more that they're going to be used, the more they're going to cost you. Again, let's stick with our shoe shop idea. Make a list of all the variable costs that you think the shoe shop will have. Pause the video now. So, what should you come up with? The variable cost a shoe shop might have could be stock, buying in more shoes, because if they sell more shoes, they need to buy more shoes. So that's going to be a variable cost. Utilities, which we mean by gas, water and electricity. Again, if you open the shop for more hours, it's going to be assumed that you're going to use more utilities, so it's going to cost you more money. Wages, because wages are paid per hour. If I employ you to work for more hours, then it's going to cost me more money. So more use of you is going to cost me more money. So that's going to be an increase in wages, and that will be a variable cost. And the telephone, so your landline telephone is deemed to be a variable cost typically, because the more telephone calls you make, the more it will cost you. Of course, this can depend on whether you've got a fixed tariff, where you've got, for example, unlimited minutes to make a call. However, for business purposes, assume that a telephone is going to be a variable cost, unless you explain otherwise. Now, lastly, what you might find on this topic is that people will ask you to calculate total costs. Well, the word total means add it all together, and don't get confused when you see the word total costs. All it means is your fixed costs plus your variable costs. Learn that formula, know it, and you'll do well in your business exams. Okay, let's have a quick recap. You should now be able to define the term fixed and variable costs, and you should be able to give examples of fixed and variable costs. Most importantly, make sure you remember that you need to apply your answers to the given case study that you might be given, or the company you're given in any question. So think of fixed and variable costs that will relate to that business organisation. Thanks for checking out the BeeBusinessBee YouTube channel. Don't forget to click the subscribe button down below to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter. It's @BeeBusinessBee. Also, give the Facebook page a like. It's facebook.com/BeeBusinessBee. And lastly, don't forget to check out the online hive of activities found on BeeBusinessBee.co.uk, full of quizzes, activities and resources. And remember, until next time, keep buzzing.